Hello. Here we have our pose to pose versus our straight ahead animation that we completed last time. And so now what we want to do is add in some anticipation on this jump. So I'm going to walk you through those steps. I'm going to make sure that this setting down here, this gap fill mode, is set to add blank frame. And the first thing that we want to do is I'm going to turn off the ears just so we can focus on the body here. And remember what we did last time was we stretched this first frame out for 4 frames. So what I want to do is I'm going to just shrink that down to 1 frame because we're going to kind of copy it and change it a little bit. So we'll put it here at 4. And I'm going to start at that 4th frame, and I'm going to select the starting position of that circle, copy it. And then I will go to frame 1, and I do want this to be normal also, just kind of the starting position. And I'll make that 1 frame. And then in these 2 frames in the middle here, I'm going to paste just so I have them there. So essentially I have the same thing, except now these are separate. And so let me turn on my onion skin setting. And so what I want to do here is do some squashing, right? Because when we jump, we're going to kind of crouch down just to get that energy, and then the jump happens. So we're going to squash down with this circle. So I'll squash, and then I'll stretch out to the sides. I'm also going to move this a little bit back, right? Because he's going to jump forward, and so we want to stretch him a little bit backwards. I'm going to try this first by squashing down kind of a lot. Okay, and then I'm going to go to this 3rd frame, take that, and I'm going to just squash it a little less. Again, I want to put that back a little bit. Somewhere around here. And then it should go back to the normal position. So that I added or I changed 2 of those early frames. I'm going to see if I need to do anything more. So let's see what it looks like. Okay, so that's pretty good. I think what I want to do though is I want to hold this a little longer. So I'm going to select a number of frames. Remember to select multiple frames, you're just going to hold shift. So I want to take everything from 3 on. So again, click on your first, hold shift, click on the last, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the body. Click, shift, and click. So all of these frames, I'm going to just bump those down 1 frame. I don't have to do that to the ground because I can just extend it. And then I have this extra space here. So what I want to do is see what this looks like when I copy this and paste it over. Sorry, let me turn off those ears again. All right, so now we hold that that squash for 2 frames. So it should just hold it slightly longer. I know that's a subtle difference, but I think that kind of emphasizes that anticipation just a little more. Okay, so that's pretty much that anticipation. And now over at the end, what I want to do is I want to put a squash in here. So I'm going to copy this position. And I'm going to shrink this one down to just 1 frame. Same thing like I did at the beginning. I'm going to paste this to those other frames. And then right after it lands, I want this to squash down a bit. Again, make sure you stretch it out. So I just did that for 1 frame. I'm going to see what it looks like. And that's all I need, I think. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to turn on my ears now. And of course, I'm going to need to probably edit those, right? Because we have some movement here, especially. We have a lot of that. So I'm going to erase these ears that I made before. And I have changed them so that they react to, just do this way, react to this anticipation. So what I'll do is, again, thinking about the movement here, he's squashing down and kind of going back a bit. Number one, think about where the ears are going to go. So I'm going to place them. Let me change my brush first. Close to that middle, a little to the left. And since he's moving back a bit, I'm going to put those ears moving forward. Same thing again, a little more forward. That better a little bit. And then here, again, I will delete these and redraw them. So now he's starting to move forward again, so I can put those ears back a bit. Again, you want them to react to the motion. So don't just draw them straight on there the same way every single time. Think about how that motion is going to affect those, and let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so now the last step, and that's adding your extra features. Again, you could do at least one other thing, and then now you get to clean it up. So you should have either a tail, maybe some feet. I think I'm going to continue to animate the feet. I'm probably going to do all of them, but for now I'll do the just the feet. And again, you want to animate those for each frame. Thinking about, again, where it's going to be and how it's going to react. So here the feet are gonna kind of be pushing off a bit. And now they're kind of pointing to the bottom almost. And now they're almost pointing straight down. And at the top, they're gonna start coming back to the front, getting ready to land. Okay, so let's take a look at that now. All right, we got our feet, we got our ears, and then I'm gonna add in, I do have to fix these ears on this frame. I think I can just move them down on that landing. All right, so I got the motion down. Now, the last step on this, again, I'm gonna probably add in the rest of these features, but you also want to do some finishing. And so what that's gonna look like is a number of things. One thing I will do, I'm gonna go to this body layer. I'm gonna erase this line here that we have because technically this ear is gonna cover this edge. So I want to erase that and go in frame by frame and clean that up. So now we're going to just do some cleanup and fine tuning frame by frame. I'm also going to go in and add some color. So on this frame here, what I can do is use this paint bucket. And I'm going to add in color. So I'll make him sort of this yeah, this sort of bluish green, this light version. I'm going to paint bucket that. And notice it's just reading the lines, including these ears that are separate. So it's just finding that open space, which is convenient. So I'll color that in. You know what? I'll do the tail white, and I'll do the feet red. And again, this is only 16 frames, so it's not that much to do. But it will add, I think, something to your animation. You're welcome to also, change that background color if you want. So go ahead and finish that animation. And again, this should be the best thing you've done so far. I will nitpick on the final version of this, so make sure each frame is what it needs to look like. I'm at 16 frames, so you want to be around there, or you can add frames more if you want to extend it. Again, it's never a bad idea to take that last frame or that first frame and just kind of stretch it out a bit, just so it holds your character in that place, and it gives the viewer a chance to actually watch it. Gotta fix those feet colors. I think I colored that on the ground. So let me delete those. But go ahead and finish that up and see what you can do with it. Again, make this your own in some way. Do the requirements, but also make it your own and add your own spin to everything that you do. Good luck.